Hello and welcome to yet another video here on the YouTube channel Spirit Defending Fellowship. My name is Andreas Norwegian Viking and this is my Ardacon series of videos where I go through the entire events pack and give you the information in advance of the events pack launch itself. Now it's time for the breakdown of the Grand Tournament and the World Team Championships. This is a single event with the where you can submit a team, and you can also be awarded the Champion of Ardacon 2017, which Ed Ball won last year. With the team championships were taken by the Polish Hussars, and the Team Knots came in second, and the Wanderers came in third. So the Grand Tournament itself starts at 10 PM on the 5th of August, that's the Saturday, and you have 4 games on the Saturday and 3 games on the Sunday. So you have a much better schedule than last year, because last year it was, I believe, 5 games on the Saturday and 1 game on the Sunday, which was absolutely mental. I remember me and Jay played until about one at night. Yeah, it was horrible. And this year you will be finished with game number 4 at 7:30. So you'll have the entire evening to have mirth and merriment and have drinks and quizzes and stuff like that. It's lovely. It's so lovely. So you'll have 2 hours for each game, and a 15-minute break between each game, with the exception of game number 1 and 2, where there's a lunch break in the middle. On the Sunday there is a 1-hour lunch break in the middle as well, and you'll have a half-an-hour break before the championship round. So bit of a better schedule on the Sunday as well. Award ceremony will be at 6 PM on the Sunday. Sorry. All right, there's 6 games and championship round. So okay, so not everyone. Okay, interesting. I missed that part. Okay, so we'll go through it. The championship round is top 2 players after 6 games will play a 7th game for the title. So not everyone will have their 7th game. That's okay. That's very cool. I like that. So army size is 700 points. That's a 100-point bump from last year, but you also get half an hour more playing time. So should be totally fine. I think we had the same allotted time at Desolation Stockport this year, so and that was no worries at all, being finished on time. You choose your army using the Choose an Army guide on page 100 of the Hobbit Unexpected Journey Rules Manual. Army lists must be submitted ahead of the event via email to hotgatesgaming at gmail.com no later than July 31st. These will be checked, printed and stamped and returned to you upon registration. The scenarios are randomly selected. There's a 4x4 feet table size, and you score 3 victory tournament points for win, 1 point for draw, 0 points for loss, and if you concede, you get -1 point. There's a VP difference that will be the first tiebreaker. So the World Team Championships follows follows the following rules. Teams consist of a minimum of 4 and a maximum of 9. So you can be the Fellowship, or you can be the 9, or any. So you can have a team of 7 and be the 7 dwarfs. Loads of options here to theme your team as well. Teams will adhere to the unified format detailed below, which is very exciting. One member of the team is the designated team captain. The team captain is responsible for gathering together, submitting the team armor list together, and generally organizing the team. The team captain will be involved in any serious disciplinary procedures involving any members of the team. The WTC final ranking is determined by the combined best 4 players from each team after 6 games. In the result of a tie, the 5th best placing will be taken into court. Players from the same team will avoid each other for the duration of the WTC. The exception for this is the championship round, where the top 2 players will play each other for 1st and 2nd place regardless of the team. So very exciting stuff there. Team captain will be more involved in the general proceedings before and during the tournament, and you will also have the championship round, where only 2 players will play in that round, which leaves loads more time for all the other stuff going on at the Ardacon event itself. So I'm sure you're all wondering about the unified format. It will be as follows. Unified format means that named heroes will only be allowed to feature in 1 armor list in each team. So if you're 9 players, only 1 Legolas, only 1 Thranduil, only 1 Aragorn, etc. But the exception to this would be for Saruman, who has both a good and evil profile. In this case, then a team would be allowed a player with a good Saruman and a player with an evil Saruman. Teams cannot choose 2 different profiles of the same heroes. For example, a team could not have Boromir, Captain of Gondor, and Boromir, Captain of the White Tower. So this is very cool, because that means that the players have to talk to each other. They have to have meetings and crank out armor lists and find the best armor lists available for their team, and not include the same hero twice. I guess there's only 9 ring wraiths as well, so you cannot have more than 9 ring wraith combined, I guess, but that has to be an FAQ thing, because it doesn't specifically say. So, because there's only 9. Okay, so that was the breakdown of the... oh well, we have the Grand Tournament scenarios as well. So, okay. There's more. New scenarios. The Grand Tournament will select scenarios at random from the 6 new scenarios released for the Warhammer World Hobbit SPG Grand Tournament in February. These scenarios were Domination, To the Death, Hold Ground, Lord's Battle, Reconnoiter, and Heirlooms of Ages Past. Most of the scenarios are similar to those in the Hobbit and Unexpected Journey rules manual, with some very subtle changes to deployment and victory point scoring. All scenarios are capped at 12 victory points. Make sure you are familiar with these scenarios before attending Ardacon. And I do believe that these scenarios will be available for download through the hotgatesgaming.com website, as well as from the Warhammer community page on from Games Workshop. There is some scenario errata. We have made small adjustments to the scenarios listed for the Ardacon Grand Tournament. Hold Ground. Special rules: Maelstrom Battle. Once priority is rolled for turn 1. Players alternate between moving on warbands as per the Maelstrom of Battle rules, starting with a player who has priority. So this is extremely cool. I love this change, because it totally doesn't destroy your day if you have priority for Maelstrom of Battle. The next one is Heirlooms of Ages Past. The objective: change to game ends at the end of a turn. One army has been reduced to 25%. Objectives: change victory points awarded for being in possession of the relic at the end of the game to 5. Change victory points awarded for breaking the enemy without being broken to 3. So less victory points for the relic itself. That means that if you are very lucky and get the relic, it does not completely destroy your day, and you're still able to win the scenario even if you're not in possession of the relic itself, although it's hard. And also the Maelstrom Battle, same as the Hold Ground. Once priority is rolled for turn 1, players alternate between moving on warbands as per the Maelstrom Battle rules, starting with the player who has priority. And lastly, special rules: uncovering the relic. Players may not attempt to uncover a relic until turn 3 and onwards. And this is very, very cool. This is the exact changes I would make to the Heirlooms of Ages Past, and it tells that TOs have made a very good job of breaking down new scenarios and finding small adjustments to them, so that you can basically have a better game with some of the new scenarios, because lots of them are very good in the form as they're printed, but some of them needed some small subtle changes to be very, very good. Alright, so lastly you have championship round. Each scenario can only be played once during the grand tournament. Once it has been randomly selected for a game, it's no longer in the draw for the following games. The exception for this is the 7th game. The championship round determined the SPG World Championship 2017. At this point, the final match will be selected at random from the 6. Army list formats. Army list must be submitted via email to hotgatesgaming@gmail.com no later than 31st of July 2017. Any army list submitted after this date will receive deduction of 3 tournament points from both the Ardacon doubles and the grand tournament. If competing with a team, your list must be sent by the team captain along with all of your teammates' lists at the same time. Failure to do so will be result in 3 tournament points being deducted for each player in the team for the World Team Championship. Please ensure that your list use the following format, no abbreviation. So there's a format on how you do this. So tournament, grand tournament, then WTC, for instance GBHL, faction category, good alliance, and then you have Warband 1 from the sourcebook, Kingdom's Men, for instance, and then you have Theoden with his equipment and then his points, and then you have amount of models with equipment and then points, and then warband members, number, and then you go down, and then you have another warband, another warband, and another warband until you're done. So the army list you can have, army categories you can have, is Kingdom's Men, Free Peoples, Morin Angmar, Mordor, Fallen Realms. You can have Hobbit Good, any alliance in the Hobbit era good, Hobbit Evil, any alliance of Hobbit era evil, Forces of Darkness, any evil alliance, or Forces of Light, any good alliance. So you're not just having to take a force from the Lord of the Rings era. You can have a combined force from all eras if you want to. Although there will probably be more players in this, so I know there were awards for the army categories. So if you choose like Hobbit Good or Hobbit Evil, you will have more of a chance to win that category than if you take Forces of Darkness or Forces of Light, for instance. Okay, so you have 2 more points here. The Disciplinary Procedure. So always sad to see this has to be taken in accord, but there were several issues last tournament, so there is a system now in place to deal with this. Players who consistently fail to follow the rules of the event and within the game can potentially incur warnings and in rare cases tournament penalties. 1. A player who receives a first warning will be taken to one side by the head referee and made aware of the issue and that steps will be needed to solve them. The player will also be informed of the next steps should they fail to take steps to resolve the issue. 2. On a second warning, this will be the final stage before point deductions. The referee will again go over any transgressions and offer up solutions to their issues. The player's team captain will also be involved to assist the referee, who may watch the rest of the game to ensure no further foul play. On a third warning, the offending player will have points deducted from both their own score and their team score. In rare cases, the player could be forced to forfeit the current game, or even in rarer cases be disqualified from the current event they are playing. So always sad to see this happen, so be courteous, do not cheat, and just have a great game. So to ensure that this goes fine, there's a code of conduct, so I do hope that players will adhere to the code of conduct, so that you don't incur penalties for either yourself or the team, which would be a sad thing to do. So punctuality. Players are expected to be on time for the games. Players who are late to the table by more than 5 minutes automatically forfeit the game. In game tracking, for the avoidance of all doubt, we ask all players to track their might, will and fate and wounds for the players clearly where both can see. So either on a score sheet on the next to the table, or with might, will and fate and wound trackers on the table next to the model itself. Disagreements. These can happen in tense competitive affairs, but we ask you to remain civil. Any complaints of abuse or unsportsmanlike behavior will trigger the disciplinary procedure, and a ref will be assigned to watch your game. Referees. Before consulting a referee on a query, please take out your rulebooks. It is the first thing the referee will ask you to do for any query. If agreement still cannot be found, the referee can be involved. Please make sure the query please make the query clear for the referee and then allow them to make the decision. Once a decision has been made, the players must accept this decision with grace. The clock. Though we require players to finish the turn they're on when the time is called, please use some common sense and do not rush to start a new turn with seconds remaining. Likewise, if you feel your opponent is time wasting, inform a referee, as this could be a disciplinary thing. Stalling for time is not recommended, so do check that out. Okay, so that was the this will probably be the most competitive tournament for some teams. Other teams will just go there to have fun. So do if you're able to field several teams in this event, you can have like team fun and team competitive. So do, yeah, it will be, some teams will be exhausted, other teams will just have fun. It will be an event with dozens of teams, I guess, so yeah, it will be a great event in any case, and I'm so looking forward to having Team Norway there again, as well as attending all the different stuff at the event. So in the next video we will go through the different other things at the Ardacon. There will be seminars and Q&As and everything, so we'll go through what this is. So as always, guys, do check out our Patreon in the link below, because we are doing a studio very soon for making better videos for you guys, as well as other stuff. So for $1 a month you can support us in this endeavor, and it will help us immensely. So do check that out, and as always, guys, please comment, like, share and subscribe, and support your hobby.